Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Welcome back to Break the Seal podcast, number one podcast in the world. LOL, JK.
We're getting there, though.
We're getting there.
We're working our way up.
We're working our way up. We're not there yet, but we will be. A couple quick announcements before we start. We are on YouTube, obviously.
The
YouTubes. At Break the Seal podcast, that's the handle. That's where you can find us. Be sure to like and subscribe. Okay?
Yeah. Primarily on the YouTube right now, but the goal is to continue to expand it and get it out there on some other platforms as well. So we're going to work towards that, but you can still hear us and see our faces on the YouTube right now.
We out, y'all.
We're going to get some
Break the Seal podcast on YouTube.
Still working on getting some social media up as well. That will happen. So you can interact with us, give us a thumbs up, give us a like, give us a hey, how you doing? And
hey, how you doing?
And
how you doing?
Certainly appreciate everybody tuning in.
Yep.
And we're gonna keep it going.
Yep, absolutely. We are one man short again. My guy.
Roy's got the night off.
Roy's got the night off.
But we promise, and he promises that he will be back.
You'll see more of Roy, don't worry. He will be back.
He's, it's definitely not the same without Roy. Adds a lot of life and spark into the show, and we miss him when he's not here, but he'll be back with us. So.
Our third wheel. He should be back next week.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Stomach flu going around.
It is going around.
It's that time.
There's a lot of it. I've heard quite a few people coming down with the stomach bug, and it sounds pretty nasty.
I don't particularly want it.
No,
I don't want it.
I would like to avoid that like the plague.
The times that I've had stomach flu have been pretty unenjoyable.
It's brutal.
I don't like it. It's not fun.
We won't get into detail, but it's just what's the worst to me is when you get the chills, but you're also hot. It's it's a battle.
Your whole body is just like, fuck you.
Yeah, your body's just in shock pretty much. Can't keep anything down.
Doesn't like anything.
Sometimes you can't even keep water down, so then you're dehydrated too on top of everything, and it's a bad deal.
It's not good.
But when you turn the corner and finally get over that, you feel like you got new life into you.
Yeah.
Like
you've been through hell and back.
You came alive from the dead.
Right. It's like you've been through hell and back, and now you're more alive than ever. It's like you wake up one day and it's mostly gone, fever's gone, and you're like, oh gosh, I feel like me again.
Got all the energy in the
world.
world.
You feel reborn.
Yes.
A little bit.
Reborn.
Yeah. You got some energy.
It's refreshed.
You want to eat some
weird.
food.
Yeah. You go through hell, but then you feel great afterwards.
Yeah. Feel better.
Yep.
Pain is pleasure.
Sometimes you got to go through that pain to really appreciate the, non-pain.
Yeah, exactly. Bad times make you appreciate the good times.
Absolutely.
100%. I think everybody knows that. I do have a story.
Go for it.
I want to tell you. This just reminded me of the worst stomach flu. It wasn't the stomach flu. This was probably a few years ago. My entire family got the norovirus. Do you know what that is?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Did I tell you about this?
No. But I remember when that was a...
Norovirus.
Yes.
My nephews, they're...
How long ago was that now? Oh, my How many years ago?
This would have been... I don't even know. I was house sitting for my sister when they still had their house back home before they moved up north. This is 3 years ago?
Okay.
Years ago.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I was in Des Moines.
I couldn't remember because I do remember seeing it on the news.
Norovirus.
Very prominent at the time, yeah.
Norovirus. That stuff is nothing to mess with. Norovirus. This is not your regular stomach flu. Let me just pull it apart for you. Let me just break this down for you. So I was house sitting for my sister and her husband. They were out of town. They have a dog. So I had to go over there. I was going over there, a few times a day. I just let the dog out, food, let it out to go pee, whatever. So I just decided I'm just gonna stay over at their house. They got a nice house. They got Apple TV.
Yeah.
They got lots of booze.
Sure.
In the fridge. I was like, I'll
Stay busy there.
Yeah, and they weren't too far away. They were a couple miles. I'm like, sis, can I just stay at your house? She's like, yeah, sure. So I stayed at her house, and I think my nephews were staying at my parents' house that weekend. And I guess, or maybe they were up there. Then I don't remember the timeline. Maybe my parents were up there babysitting a few days before. I don't remember. But my nephews basically infected all of us with this virus that they caught at their daycare or whatever.
Very contagious, right?
Very contagious.
Thought so.
Like if you get within feet of someone who's, got it, within a certain time frame, you're gonna get that.
You're
shit.
getting it.
There's no
Strap
way.
yourself in.
Yeah, strap yourself in.
Game
It's
on.
gonna have you're gonna have a rough go. So I'm house sitting for my sister, and it's like that first night, and everything's good, everything's fine. I'm just chilling, dog's outside. I got alcohol. I went and got food, whatever. By about 11 o'clock, midnight, started feeling real shitty. Real shitty.
Yeah.
The norovirus is not like a normal stomach virus. It's not just coming out one end. It's coming out both ends. Both ends. Top and bottom.
Well,
So-
I've been hearing that described with whatever is going around right now, too.
Really?
Sounds like that's kind of
It's
the case.
terrible.
Yeah.
It's just whatever this virus does, it's just empty out everything you have in your body. Coming out both ends.
Totally clear you out.
Totally just clean slate. Nothing left in your body. No fluids, no food, no nothing.
Brutal.
Everything's out. So and it hits you you go ham for about 10 or 15 minutes, just puking, just everything for about 10 or 15 minutes. Then it goes away for an hour or two. Then it comes back, and then it goes away. So I'm up till it starts at probably 10 o'clock at night. Doesn't stop till about 7. So that was the worst night of my life.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
It's absolutely horrible.
I've had similar things.
Terrible.
And like you say, it's very misleading because you might vomit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you'll feel good for a while after that.
Yeah.
And you have
It's
it's false hopes that you're good.
Yeah.
And then you lay for a while. You might sleep for a little bit, and you wake up, and it's oh, there it is again. Oh no.
Yeah. It's not good.
It's a vicious cycle. That's tough.
It was weird because you're not sure which way it's coming up.
No.
Because it's in here, it's in your stomach, and you're like, oh, something's not good.
Boiling.
Got the bubble guts.
Yes.
Just bubble guts. The
Yep.
bubble guts wakes you up, and you're like, oh, God, you just go in the back. Which way is it coming up? I don't know. We'll find out.
When you get
It's terrible.
You get
Terrible.
dehydrated too, and you can't keep anything down right. So you get to the point where you feel like you have to vomit, but there's nothing left, and it's just the dry heave. Yeah.
That's
and that's
the worst.
painful.
That's
that
the worst.
hurts. That hurts.
The dry heave is not.
As
That's
bad.
not a good situation to be
bad.
in.
So
You already feel terrible, and nothing's releasing, nothing's coming up.
no, but your body's telling you that it needs to release something.
Mm-hmm.
It's rough. So
Yeah, I've experienced some dry heaves. It's not good.
I'm not entirely sure what's going around right now, but it seems to be very similar from what I've heard.
Something's going on.
Yeah.
Something's going on. If that many people are getting sick, not good. Not good. So
No. Well,
that was bad.
hope everybody can stay clear of that. I certainly don't want to get it.
No.
Don't need that right now.
I got my freaking flu shot.
Yeah.
I got that. So I got that covered.
I did too this year.
You did?
Yeah. Although I really don't want any more shots done with them.
No.
Flu shot, though, I usually get, so.
I've always usually got my flu shot, but my mom was like pressuring me to get it. She's like, you need to get it. I'm like, all right, whatever, fine. So I got it.
Sorry, Mom.
Sorry, Mom. I like to go every other year. Like I skip years, come back to it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really bad this year. Okay, maybe I'll get it. Maybe not.
Sometimes you just got to keep yourself exposed to the elements.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Let your immune system figure it all out, right?
Yeah. My body. If it's going to kill me, it's going to kill me. Who cares?
I'm not giving anybody any advice, by the way. You know.
We are not.
You make your own decisions.
We are
on
not
stuff.
medical professionals.
No.
I just want to be super clear on that.
Absolutely not.
I don't know anything about this shit.
No, listen to whatever your doctor says.
Yeah, listen to your primary care
We are
physician.
experts on a lot of things, but we're not medical professionals.
We're experts on alcohol. Speaking of
alcohol.
What are we drinking tonight? What are you drinking over there, B? What you
Well,
got?
I'm switching it up
Show the
yet
people.
again tonight, but I am going with a local favorite, Exile. This happens to be the Ruthie.
There you go.
So shout out to Exile.
Look at that hair. Look at that hairstyle on her.
Right?
Yeah. She's rocking that like
She's cute.
almost a mullet.
Good. I mean,
It looks like a mullet.
It's pretty talented too, the way she's pouring those beers, ain't it?
Yep. It's just a talented girl right there.
Yeah.
She's got skills.
Where Ruthie at? Hit me up.
Where you at?
Where you at, Ruthie?
Ruthie. Mother Goose. Where we at? Goose.
There we go. Little Goose Island IPA.
Shout out to Goose Island IPA.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
No Four Locos tonight.
Nope, not tonight.
We really went off the rails on the Four Locos last week.
God, we really kind of did them in. We kind of talked some shit about.
We took quite a few trips down memory lane last week, I feel like.
I think we did.
A lot of high school memories. Yeah.
Yep.
And it's good to reflect sometimes.
Anytime anyone says Four Loko, I think of Friday nights in high school.
Makes you cringe.
Just
Yeah.
I don't like it. Don't
Crazy
like it.
though. It does. It's one of those though that does bring back memories. Like it just takes me back to like my senior year of high school.
Yeah.
When I hear Four Loko.
I was on the craze. They were everywhere back then.
They really were.
It's not good.
Which is nuts.
I hate that.
It's nuts.
Oh, I hate it. If I can still picture the taste in my mouth of the watermelon Four Loko.
Yeah.
That was the one I had the most.
There was a blue
Disgusting.
one too. Was that like blueberry or something like that?
Blue
Or
one?
just some type of berry.
Yeah, blueberry.
Yep.
I think so.
Yeah.
Watermelon was. I just remember a big green and red can watermelon. That was the one we always got.
Yep.
It's bad. Terrible
Yikes.
stuff.
I'll never drink those again, I tell you. Don't need that.
No,
Nope.
I'm not at that point in my life anymore.
Even if they did change up the recipe, no, sir.
Yeah, I don't care.
Nope.
I
Not
think if that
happening.
stuff touched my lips, I think I'd be.
Yeah. Like, because they didn't really taste good
No.
at all.
No,
No.
not really.
No.
Tasted like poison.
It's
So we
kinda
should
like-
have known it was
It's kind of like
poison.
Fireball. Fireball has that poison taste to it, too. You know me and Fireball.
That's your opinion.
Yeah.
That's your opinion.
You
had a bad
viewers,
experience.
Please chime in, because
Do you want to talk about that?
What?
The experience.
Of
Why you
my
think
Fireball experience?
Sure.
Yeah, I had a terrible time with Fireball, and I'm happy to share the story.
Tell
But
the story.
before that, I'd like to solicit the viewers to please comment your thoughts on Fireball. Do you like it? Do you not?
Yeah. Put in the
Even
comments.
before the story that I'm about to share, I always felt like the Fireball aftertaste was poison. Like it tastes like you're drinking Windex, in my opinion. Antifreeze, you name it. Something with chemicals in it. Anywho,
Right.
no shame if you drink it. I certainly will still dabble sometimes if it's offered to me. So
If you're already drunk.
try to power through it.
Right.
But I did have an experience with Fireball once. Let's see, a couple years ago now. I guess it would have been probably would have been during COVID 2020 in the summer. I was over at somebody's house drinking a little bit, and there was a lot of Fireball going around, and I was a little bit more open to Fireball at that point. And it got to the point where I think we had maybe 10 Fireball shots throughout the evening, spread out over time, but when you have that many of them, it's probably not going to end very well.
That's a lot.
Right? Plus, there was beer involved, too, and you're just mixing poisons at that point.
Yep, mix and matching.
So I'm standing in the kitchen, and all of a sudden, I just started to feel really hot, overheated, which was a sign that I was about to frickin' have an issue.
Started to feel like a fireball.
My body was starting to tell me something, right?
Yeah.
So I said to the folks I was with, I said, I need to step outside for a second and get some fresh air.
Yeah.
Because I thought that would be all I needed. But I walk out the deck door, and all I really remember is hitting the first step on the deck and then waking up on the ground on the sidewalk, just staring up at the sky. So I go from remembering hitting the step to waking up on the concrete, staring up at the sky. I then just kind of check everything out, make sure I didn't like break anything, and everything seemed okay there. But the back of my head, I had clearly made impact with my head on the ground because it was like bleeding.
Had some blood.
Yeah.
So like a lot of blood, or just like?
I mean, it was more so like a strawberry on the back of my head. There wasn't like an open wound or anything like that. More so like my head just must have
smacked.
It impacted it, and it just kind of scraped on the ground, right?
Yeah.
So I had a pretty big strawberry on my head, which was a great topic the next day. But I wake up on the ground.
Goddamn.
And I'm just kind of laying there, just collecting myself for a second. And I look up, and my buddy is looking out the door to see if anybody's out there. Because, like, I just kind of left, right? And didn't say goodbye. I said I was going outside to get fresh air. And so I think he was kind of looking for me.
Right.
And he didn't see me laying there. So I remember him just, like, shutting his door and locking it. Because he assumed that I went home.
Yeah. He wouldn't assume that you were just laying there,
right,
passed out.
And
he wouldn't assume
he
that.
did not see me. It was
Correct.
dark. It was dark at that point.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So I finally collect myself, and I think, definitely the Fireball shots were, you had me over the edge, right? But I also think I may have been concussed at that point too. Like I definitely smoked my head on the ground, and I was not in good shape. So I do remember like army crawling home to my house and just like crawling inside and laying on the couch with all of my clothes on, my shoes on. And I did text my buddy and I said, I'm not doing very well. And he, bless his soul, he came over and made sure I was okay and got me
doing very well.
Yeah, it was not a good situation. So since then, I've been very hesitant to really drink too much Fireball. Like I said, if somebody's offering it, I may take one. I may take half of one. I don't. But it's just my body like kind of goes into shock at this point.
Your body rejects it.
Yeah,
it rejects it.
Yes,
because it was your body just will forever remember. Hey, remember that one time?
Correct.
Fucking
correct.
Passed out and looked at the stars.
And before that, I never felt good by any means after a night of drinking Fireball, but that one
kind of put you over the edge.
That one was
bit.
bad.
They kind of tipped the scales.
Yep.
Understandable.
So
everybody has that. Everybody has that one alcohol that you you can't touch.
It's brutal when you get to that point, to the point of no return, when you know it's bad.
Yeah. You kind of got to bury it. Like, rest in peace. We ain't doing that again.
No.
Not doing it again.
No. Nope. After you go through that once, it's... You don't desire to do that ever again, that's for sure.
You can't wake up with a concussion and blood.
No.
And be like, oh, let's do it again.
No.
Nah, your body's like, nah, you gotta chill out. Bud.
Yeah, just cool it, bud.
Yeah, chill out.
So
Mine's Jägermeister.
Jaeger.
I think it's a common one. I feel like maybe not.
I haven't had too much Jaeger in my lifetime.
I feel like everyone has like one bad night that involved Jaeger. I had a really bad night. I just remember it was a house party in high school. I was throwing up in the sink. Everyone was like watching me. It was still pretty early in the night. Everyone was just watching me.
You had an audience.
I had an audience. I'm throwing up in the kitchen, in the sink. People watching. And then I decided to say, screw it. And I called my dad and he came pick me up. Because he was like, we had to get this like deal in high school. And my dad was like, look, if you're at a party and y'all drinking, whatever, just don't drive. Just call me. He's like, I don't care what time it is.
That's good.
So I called him. He came pick me up. And he wasn't mad. He wasn't mad the next day. Left my car there. Had to go back next morning, pick it up. Hungover as all hell.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. But he didn't say anything the next day. He's just like, yeah, you're an idiot.
Well, even if you do get scolded, I mean,
Still.
you expect that, but that's still far better than potentially making a dumb decision and
Dumb decision. It's
getting
like,
in trouble.
I already made one dumb decision, which was drinking half a bottle of Jägermeister, which is, it's just that, it's like that black licorice
It is.
flavor.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's kind of your fireball then, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
I can't even smell that stuff. If I see a bottle of Jägermeister, I'm just like,
Just repulsed by it.
yeah, repulsed. My body is negatively forced against that stuff. There's no way.
I get it, man. Yeah.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
Everyone
I
has it.
don't. I haven't had a lot of Jaeger. I don't. I'm kind of neutral on it. It's not like the worst shot in the world for me, but
It's really not
But
great.
I'm not gonna like actively
Yeah.
seek out Jaeger shots when I'm out and about.
Even if you,
I really
even
don't
if
like
you-
shots that much in general, if I'm being honest with you. I'd rather just drink a few beers.
No, you know,
We do like menthol shots.
Menthol
so
shots. I was gonna
Yep.
say like menthol's okay.
if there's a shot that I enjoy, menthol.
We'll do a menthol shot.
Yeah.
I'll do
Maybe some mini beers.
mini beers are pretty good.
Yep.
I'll do the odd cherry bomb.
Oh,
here
sure.
and there, and if I've already done shots or if I'm already pretty loaded, cherry bombs. Okay, fine.
And
But like,
any of the bomb varieties though, they don't really feel like a shot. It feels like it's just like a small drink that you have, right?
yeah, a small
They
little
taste good.
small little juice cup.
Yes.
Just a little juice cup.
Yes.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
No. But Jägermeister can just burn. All of it can burn.
Cross that off the list. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's the only one though. That's all I got.
Yeah. Are you much of a whiskey drinker?
I love whiskey.
You love whiskey?
Yeah, Jack Daniels,
You're just a Jackie D guy.
Jack and D. Tennessee Honey is good too.
Yeah. That's
Maker's
good stuff.
Mark's all right. Yeah,
Have you had Bullet bourbon?
I haven't yet.
It's good.
I have not.
That's one of my
tried that.
favorites.
I haven't tried that yet.
Because I like Maker's Mark too, but I don't know, for some reason it's more smooth to me even than Maker's Mark is.
I'll have to try it. I like a good neat glass of whiskey.
Mm-hmm. Throw it on ice, and it's nice when you're not, trying to go over the top or anything. Just have a little bit of a sipper.
It's perfect for
Little bit
like
of a sipper.
get home from work late type of thing. Just fill a glass, some ice. Mm-hmm. My guilty pleasure though, that and ice cream. If you ever have
Whiskey and ice cream.
whiskey and ice cream together, amazing.
Yeah.
That's my guilty pleasure. I could literally do that every single night.
What, like
It's so good.
Just like a plain ice cream, like a vanilla or something? Or?
Whatever floats your boat, whatever ice cream. Anything from Breyer. I'll do vanilla. I'll do whatever flavors they have. Oreo, fucking mint chocolate chip. That and a neat glass of whiskey. A neat glass of Jim Beam. Whatever. Bourbon. Whatever. It's good. That'll put you to sleep.
I do love ice cream. I'll tell you, sometimes I'll just get the craving to go out and get a little tub of ice cream, and I've done it on a few occasions recently.
Even in the wintertime.
Even in the middle of winter, I don't care.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Ice cream's ice cream.
I literally went
don't care.
3 nights ago, or one time last week, and just grabbed, it was a cookie dough one and then a mint chocolate chip one.
Cookie dough. Oh, also, what's it called? Yeah. Cookie dough, mint chocolate chip.
Yes.
Those are the best,
Man,
I think.
I love there's something so great about just like a solid mint chocolate chip ice cream on a waffle cone.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. That's like one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
Like if you go to an ice cream shop or something, like which I don't do very often, but when I do, and they have a solid mint chocolate chip ice cream and on a waffle cone. I don't know why, man. To me there's just nothing better than that.
Oh, that fucking sounds good, man.
It drips out the bottom.
Yeah.
It gets messy.
Just scarf down the cone.
Yeah. I always scarf it down because it starts getting messy. So then I'm just like,
you gotta start eating like faster and faster because it's just melting.
yes. But it's so great. I love it.
Oh,
well, I'm gonna start adding whiskey to the mix too.
Yeah, just throwing a little bit of neat whiskey in there, dude. I'm telling you, they go together.
Okay.
Like they were made to be
see that.
together.
Yeah, I can see that.
Just try it.
Yeah.
Try it. Viewers at home, anyone watching this, whiskey and ice cream. Just, you're welcome.
You heard it here first.
Trust me. You heard it here on Break the Seal podcast.
yeah.
Whiskey and ice cream, they go together. Trust me. Also, I found a new flavor of ice cream this summer: salted Oreo.
Salted Oreo.
Salted Oreo. Picture that for a second.
So just like cookies and cream with a little bit more saltiness to it, or what?
It's a chocolatey, mostly flavor. Just salt and chocolate. Salted Oreo. I don't know what's all in that, but that's what they call it. I don't know if they put other flavors in there, but salted Oreo.
Yeah.
It sounds fun.
I can see it.
It's really good.
I like a good sweet, salty combination.
Yeah, you hear that and you think, oh, what does that taste like? You don't know, but it's good.
Good.
It is good.
Dang, I'm gonna have to broaden my ice cream horizons.
Salted Oreo.
'Cause I tend to go with what I know is gonna be good, and I do that with a lot of things.
You can't go wrong with mint chocolate chip.
I know.
Like ever.
Just the best.
Yeah, it's a classic. You can't go wrong with that at all. But no, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Stick with the classics. It could even be just vanilla ice cream. Vanilla ice cream and whiskey. Good.
Yeah, I like any ice cream, but just, plain old vanilla. I'm fine with that too. Mm-hmm. I'll eat that all day long.
Yep.
Yep.
Even in wintertime. I don't care.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It could be like below 0 and I'd still probably eat some ice cream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's not a seasonal thing.
It's whenever. It's always and forever.
Really every night. I'm going to do it when I get home, in fact. I got ice cream at home.
What do you got on deck there right
now? I got Breyers. I got, what's it called? Rocky Road?
Ooh.
Breyers.
Very nice.
It's chocolate, almonds, marshmallow. Mm-hmm. Like there's some little white, minty marshmallow on there. Almonds.
Yeah, Rocky Road's got a lot of good stuff in there.
Good shit. I don't have any whiskey though. I have to pick some up. But at least I got ice cream.
I have so many whiskey bottles downstairs, dude, that I don't drink whiskey enough to go through much. So I just have a whole stockpile of whiskey down there. You could probably take one home with you if you want it. Unopened bottles of whiskey.
Once you start drinking it with ice cream, you'll down those bottles.
Okay.
Trust me. You'll down them.
I have been drinking a lot of salted caramel whiskey though.
Really?
Yeah,
It's
that's
good?
good. I bet that would go great with ice cream.
I bet it would.
Yeah.
I bet it would.
Yep.
Pick your flavor. Doesn't matter. Could do
Caramel.
vanilla.
Yeah.
Caramel.
Yep.
Whatever. Trust me. Trust me. It's good stuff. Very good stuff.
Heck yeah, brother.
Whiskey and ice cream.
So I'm curious. You were talking a little bit about the royal family earlier.
Yeah, I was. I don't know why. I saw a news article. What's his name? The ginger.
Prince Harry.
Prince Harry.
Yep.
Came with a book. I guess it's just a like slash piece. He's just slamming his family in that book, which people think is, you know.
I'm sure you're going to get people on both sides of that, right?
Yeah, most people that I've seen think it's pretty shitty that he wrote the book, just slamming it. But
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's like
I would be curious to read it, though.
I will. Yeah.
Like, I probably will, because...
Yeah. I'm not like I don't like follow the royal family at all.
No, me
I'm
either.
interested in it just because it's so like it's just because it's weird.
Well, the
like
whole royal family thing itself is just...
right.
Like you say, it's
It's
just
weird.
kind of a weird thing.
It's like we still have monarchies. Seriously,
Right.
like what is this fucking 1000 BC? Like
it
this
seems
is weird.
Very
It's
much
weird to
not
me.
a modern thing. Like,
No,
you know,
no, it's not a modern.
it's very dated.
Idea, but I think that's why so many people, especially in the UK, are very attached to it because it's all they know.
Sure.
It's very traditional for them. I get that part. It's just very strange though that you can just like be born a royal person. It's like
Yeah, you're just born into it.
like what does that even mean? I don't
You
even
don't
know.
have to do. You don't have to do anything.
You don't have to do anything. And here's the like
You're just born, and
Here's
there you
what-
are.
Yeah, here's what I don't. Here's the weird part though for Harry, for me. He's the second in line, right? His brother, William, he's going to be the king.
Right.
He will be king, and Harry is the second. His book is called The Spare. That's what the book is called, The Spare. And it's based like the whole book is the premise is basically like he's just reserved spare parts for his brother, the king. And it's like, hold on a second. Isn't that the position you'd want to be in?
And then you really don't have to do anything.
You don't have to do anything.
You're still royalty, but
You are born
Yeah.
royal prince, and you
kind
don't
of out
have
of
to
the-
do shit.
you're like kind of out of the spotlight,
right.
You know?
You can do whatever you want. iPhone storage full. God damn.
No.
Are you kidding me? I deleted it. No.
No. No.
All right, well, we got some. I swear to God. All right. But
Damn.
anyway, but what we were talking about, he was born in the absolute perfect position. You are born into a royal family with unlimited funds. Unlimited funds.
Yep.
You can do whatever you want, and you don't have any responsibility because you're not the firstborn. You're secondborn.
Right.
You have no responsibility. You don't have to do anything. You're not in the spotlight as much. It's all William and Kate and their kids. Like
Yeah.
no one cares about you. And he's spinning this as like, oh, I was dealt a horrible hand in life and everything is so hard. And
Well, he.
no one cares about me. I'm just a spare. I'm like, shut the fuck up, you idiot. Do you not understand?
He wants to be in the spotlight, then, huh?
Well, I mean, that's kind of the message. I guess he's trying to send. I don't even know.
Yeah.
It's like your book is just a complaining piece, but about what? What do you have to complain about?
Well, I'll be curious to.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't think I'm with you. I don't think
It's
there's
weird.
really anything to complain about
no.
in that whole grand scheme of the situation of the royal family. It's like you're still royalty, and like
Right.
you say, you don't have to be in the spotlight. If I'm in that scenario, I want to be the one that's still royalty, but it is not in the spotlight. You know?
Right.
Yeah,
You have all the benefits, none of the responsibility,
yeah,
none of it.
yep. I'll be interested to read that, though.
This is weird. I might read it. He talks about his mom, Diana,
Sure.
and how, like, she was, he blames, like, paparazzi for shit that he and Megan goes through and shit his mom obviously went through. So there's lots of that in there. I don't know. It's interesting, but it's also like, dude, you have no actual problems. Like, I get it. Your mom was, your mom died at you were super young.
Yeah.
That's shitty.
Yeah,
that
it
sucks.
is. It is.
That sucks.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry about that, but it's just like, you're a prince, dude. You have unlimited wealth.
Right.
And you're the second in line,
Yeah.
which means you don't have to do anything. It's like, that is the perfect position to be in. And then you just toss that. I don't know. It's weird.
I will say it is a crazy thought to me to think about. I mean, you talked about paparazzi, just being followed around all the time by people, and just
That would be weird.
that would be nuts.
That would be
I would
very
not,
odd.
I would not deal with that very well.
Like not being able to leave your house or go anywhere, go to the gym, go to the bar.
No privacy
No privacy.
at all.
None.
So that I
Everyone
can't
you-
really imagine at all. I can't fathom it.
No. Everyone you date, everyone you hang out with. So like everybody that's involved in your life is now in it too. That would be strange. I feel like I wouldn't be
Everybody
able to,
knows everything that you're doing.
Yeah. I feel like I wouldn't I would feel like I wouldn't be able to go anywhere or do anything.
Yeah,
Strange.
but you have to because
I get that.
you're part of the royal family.
Yeah. You're just spare parts for your brother.
Spare parts.
Fucking
Man.
ginger.
My mom was a big Princess Diana fan.
Was she?
Yeah.
My dad was too. Yeah. I think I watched a documentary on her one time. Way back when. She was hot.
Oh yeah.
She was smoking hot.
Smoke.
Smoking
She was a
hot.
smoke show.
She is a smoke show.
There's no doubt about that.
Princess Di was a smoke show.
Yes.
100%.
100%. Yep.
Yep. Hot ass princess. Classic.
Yeah, I mean that was definitely a tragic deal.
But, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel you though. I feel you though on that. There's just
He's also like, it was kind of funny. Like, he's like, that saying, like the redheaded stepchild?
Yes.
Not only is he second in line and he's the spare, but he's also a ginger.
Very true.
It's like, all right, I gotta get that point. It's kind of like I don't know.
Enough to write a whole book on it.
Yeah, I guess. Whole book.
Crazy.
But it broke it was breaking records for like pre-sales.
Really?
Like 1.2 million
Yeah.
orders before it was even out. That's more
I
than Harry
believe it.
Potter. That's more than like Michelle Obama's book. That book broke records. Like this book is like going off.
At least people are reading.
I guess. I'm like, at least you're gonna make some fucking money.
Yeah.
You're gonna make a lot of money.
Oh, for sure.
You're set, dude.
Yeah.
1 million copies of a book at like what? $20? Okay,
Yeah,
$20
maybe.
million. Mm-hmm. Boom. Just like that.
Yep.
Set for life. Damn, maybe I
good
should
for
write
him.
a book.
Now, someday we're going to be writing books about Break the Seal podcast and
And how massive it got.
how massive it got.
Yep.
We started from the bottom and now we're here.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
We started with
How we
cell
came
phone
up with-
videos. And
How we can and how their cell phone videos fucking die right in the middle and now you can't see me. Which is bullshit. That's one thing we
that's
didn't
all right.
do.
What?
We were gonna do webcams.
Yes.
We are going to do webcams. We will at some point.
Yeah, we're going to definitely switch up our video strategy a little bit.
We're gonna do something about that. Not Roy, because Roy wants to be a ghost.
Yeah.
He wants to be a ghost.
He's always said he just kind of wants to be the background guy that chimes in every once in a while and
100%.
throw some things in there.
Yep. But we're gonna get some webcams coming up soon. That's gonna be cool.
He likes to throw out some sports
Speaking of
quite a
sports, there's the football games on tonight.
Is there tonight?
I think it's tonight.
Oh, I think last night.
Tonight or last night?
Last night.
Mm,
Right?
I can't remember.
Yeah, because I watched some football this last weekend. I watched the 49ers and the Cowboys. The Niners I'm kind of rooting for right now because of Brock Purdy and the George Kittle.
Georgie Kittle.
The Purdy-Kittle connection has been solid.
It's been solid all season.
It has. And they were talking about Jimmy Garoppolo is back, I guess, and maybe ready to play. So there's been some things out there like, do you go with Jimmy G or do you stick with Purdy? And I'm like,
that's a tough decision.
Purdy's
pretty good.
He's doing
He's pretty
damn good right now to win. I don't know if you mess with that.
I don't know.
With that mojo right
He's
now.
in a groove.
Yeah.
He's in a groove.
Right.
I mean, do you just screw all that up right now?
It's risky.
It's risky.
'Cause, I mean,
I'm not sure.
Garoppolo's a veteran quarterback, but Purdy's kind of got the magic right now. I don't know if you mess with that.
He's got the touch right now.
And Garoppolo's coming off of injury.
Is he 100%
Right,
or is
exactly.
he close?
Exactly.
Purdy's on a roll.
He is.
They're
He is.
rolling. I don't know. That's a tough decision.
It is. I think you stick with the Purdy.
I think so. It's just ride or die. Like,
Yep.
we're doing this or not.
Yep.
Just stick with it.
Yep.
Don't be switching shit. It's too late. It's too
I
late in
think
the
so.
season. If this was earlier in the season, okay, put Jimmy G back in, get him back in a roll.
Right.
Fine. But
If it's like pre-playoffs when you have some time to work him back in, but now it's crunch time.
we're mid-play. It's almost Super Bowl time.
It is.
You're not going to be. You can't be switching quarterbacks. No, I see you. Stick with what you got right now. Mr. Irrelevant.
It's crazy
himself.
though. They have the Eagles coming up. So the Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts, they faced off back in college. It was Iowa State and Oklahoma. Hurts was playing for Oklahoma. Purdy at Iowa State, and it was a freaking barn burner. It was like 42-41 was the final. Oklahoma beat Iowa State.
Holy shit.
So they'll be facing off, but in the NFL now.
That'd be
in the
crazy.
playoffs.
I didn't know Purdy went to Iowa State.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
You didn't know that?
How did I not know
Holy Moses.
that? Holy shit.
Yeah.
That just changed my whole perspective on that whole
Oh
team.
my God.
I did not know he went to Iowa
Yeah,
State.
he's a stater, bro.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to pay more attention.
His rookie year, out of state. Nobody expected him to do squat.
Wow.
Like he had no chance to play this year because the 49ers had Trey Lance, who was another young quarterback, and Garoppolo.
Right.
And they both went down. So Purdy got his moment to shine. He didn't.
He's ready.
He stepped it up.
He's ready.
But yeah, he's a stater.
He's a competitor.
Yep.
Wow. I got a little bit more respect
There
for
you
the
go.
Cyclones now.
There
A
you go.
little bit.
At least Brock Purdy, right?
At least Brock Purdy.
Can't deny that story.
No. That's pretty incredible.
He's been putting on a show.
I did
Pretty
not
cool.
know. Dude's
It's cool
a
to see. I
Cyclone.
mean, quarterbacks, right? Like you just.
Now I really want the 49ers to do well.
Yeah.
I mean, I already had Kittle on there, but now we get throw Purdy.
You got the Purdy Kittle connection.
Purdy Kittle
man.
connection.
Right.
The Cyclone Hawkeye connection.
Crazy, huh?
Well,
I'm glad I could
yeah.
shed some light on that.
Yeah,
for you.
thanks for letting me know that. Just throwing that information. I don't pay attention too much.
That's all right.
Stuff.
Are you much of a baseball fan or not really?
I don't watch baseball very much at all. I'm more of a college basketball
Okay.
type guy.
Yeah.
But I'll watch like postseason baseball.
It gets exciting. More exciting at that point.
I'll watch that.
I'm big into baseball.
I know you got your Braves. You're a Braves guy.
The Braves guy. I mean, it's just one of those things in the summer. You get off of work and Braves start up at 7, so it's like you got something to watch every night. And
Yep. I love baseball games because there's no time clock. Could go 2.5 hours. Could go 4 hours. Who knows?
Depends.
Yeah.
And they've made some changes in baseball to kind of speed it up a little bit. Like they've got like certain counts that, batters can't take too much time out of the box anymore. And, you'd always see guys like adjusting their gloves a bunch and putting sand all over their, just wasting a bunch of time. So I think they
Right.
put some limits on some of that stuff, and like warm up pitches. I think there's more limits too now, and just ways to kind of speed up the game a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, for the people that are at the game in the park, fucking 4.5 hour game, that's a long. It's like, we gotta go home.
Yeah.
Especially if it's during a week or
I
something.
love going to baseball games though.
Oh, they're the best.
Yeah.
They're the absolute best. We went to some iCubs games.
Yep.
That's fun.
Those were day games. Day games are nice too, because you still got the evening to do
Right.
whatever, and
Buy a couple,
yeah,
$8 beers and
yeah. I mean,
keep it rolling. It's good.
you get a couple beers out of it, right? Because you're getting the big old silo beers.
They give you the big cups.
Yeah.
Big old cups.
Yep.
They do that.
So that's nice at least. You are paying $8, but
They give you a lot.
yeah, we'll have to do some of those this year. It's a good time.
We should.
Yeah. Just
It was easier to go when I lived downtown, but we should still go. Ooh, we could pregame at what's that bar called?
High Life, Bait Shop.
Bait Shop. Bait Shop.
Yep.
I miss that bar. Live right next door to that bar. And the High Life Lounge is cool too.
I like them both. I mean,
Yeah.
like if I go into Bait Shop and Bait Shop is too busy, I'll just go into High Life.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care at all.
Yeah. They're
Which
both-
which Bait Shop is a lot of times too busy.
It is.
That place is on the weekends. It's insane.
It is kind of interesting because you can go into Bait Shop. It could be just busy as all hell.
Yeah.
Nowhere to sit,
Yep.
just busy. And then you walk into High Life and it's like, oh, there's plenty of spots to
It's
choose
like
from
abandoned.
here. Yeah.
It's great.
But it's
Just
like the
super,
same bar.
Yeah, they're literally connected. They share a building. They
Like if
literally
you
share a
want to
building.
walk into Bait Shop and talk to somebody quick, like maybe your friends are there. That's
Right.
fine. You can do that.
Yeah.
But then you at least have a spot to go back to in
Yeah,
High
you
Life.
just go back to your High Life
They're
lounge.
connected. It's like the same bar pretty much.
It's so weird.
But it's always it always seems to be.
It's
that
a
way.
completely different vibe. It's
It
like
is.
you walk into High Life and it's like you've gone back in time.
Yes.
Like the lights are lower. There's
It's
like
retro.
It's retro. There's
Yes.
lamps and shit. There's old school like beer signs
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. It's cool. It's a good spot.
Yeah, I love both though. Bait Shop used to be a staple for me when I lived downtown too.
It was good.
That and Shorty's.
Shorty's, yeah.
I liked that place too.
Basement bar. It's a good stuff.
They serve, or at least they used to. I'm sure they still do, but they had Schlitz beer there.
Schlitz?
Schlitz.
I don't know if I ever had that.
You don't see it out and about too often, but yeah, they always had Schlitz beer, and like when they ran out, they ran out. So we'd always try to get there early and get our Schlitz on.
Get the Schlitz.
Yeah, they're
Those
good.
guys are
I like
Schlitz.
Schlitz beer. We used to be big on that.
I don't know if I've ever had it. I like that bar though, because it's kind of like in an alley.
It's kind of like a secret little spot,
Yeah, it's a secret spot.
Yeah.
I never even heard of it or saw it before you told me about it, and we
Mm-hmm.
went there that one night. I was like, because it's not one you like walk by. It's in an alley, and there's hardly a sign. It's in the basement.
Because if you're on the main drag, it's just Roca is the restaurant, right? And then you can get down there from Roca, but
You can?
yeah.
Okay.
But the only place you're gonna see like any signage or any clue that there's a bar down there, if you didn't know it, is gonna be the alleyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Which you're not just gonna randomly walk
Normally,
down.
no.
Right. Not
No.
normally. No.
No.
It's not a place you just go.
Yeah. I mean, it looks a little rough back in that alley, but
It does.
yeah.
It does. It's
But
it's
that
not
was
place
that
you
was a
just walk.
gem.
I miss that place. I miss living downtown. Sometimes.
Sometimes I do.
Sometimes I really do.
Yeah.
The convenience of it all. All those bars right there.
I used to get out and like walk a lot more too.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know, there was just so much to see, like people out and about doing stuff, and just I don't know. I enjoyed walking downtown.
There's
I lived on Court, and I would always take like the same route every time. I would go up to the Capitol, then come back around through East Village, go over one of the bridges, just depending on the day, and come back around. But it was basically the same route every time.
Yep.
But it was just there's more to kind of look at while you're out walking. Put some music in, and
There's definitely
lively.
an energy.
Buzz.
It's kind of, it's not like quite like a big city
No.
vibe, but it's closer
Yeah.
to that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You got
I mean, for Iowa,
Yeah, for Iowa. Yeah, you got tall buildings, you got lights, you got people out and about, walking around, doing stuff, restaurants, bars, people buzzing
yep, a lot of
around.
buzz,
Lots of buzz on a good night.
Yeah, I miss it sometimes too. But then I think about just we definitely went out too often because the temptation's there. Like you're right amongst the bar scene, and you know,
Way too tempting.
yeah, got expensive pretty
Oh,
quick.
yeah, that too. I mean,
It's always just loud. Like I don't sleep now, but I definitely did not sleep then.
no.
It's very difficult to sleep, even if you wanted to.
You're way too close to the action.
Yes.
Way too many people. And people don't, it could be a Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. It doesn't matter. People are out till 2 a.m., 3 a.m., being loud and rowdy. And, yeah, didn't you live above a bar?
Yeah, I was above Johnny's on the
Johnny's,
fourth
yeah.
floor.
I couldn't
So I
imagine that was
overlooked-
ever quiet. Ever.
Rarely.
Right. Right.
Especially at night, there was always, something going on, right? We overlooked, though, like the Exchange, Beer Can Alley,
Yeah.
those bars. Yep.
Don't miss it, but at the same time, I miss it. I half miss it. Half don't miss it.
I hardly ever drove my car when I lived downtown because I worked downtown. It was all in walking distance, especially once they built that Hy-Vee down there.
Yeah.
Because the only time I'd really have to leave before that was to go get groceries somewhere.
Yeah.
But once they built that Hy-Vee, I could just walk there too and get my stuff and come back.
The Hy-Vee's right there in the middle.
Everything got super convenient. I hardly ever drove my car. Unless I was leaving downtown.
That is nice.
Yeah.
To not have to do that.
Yep.
I've never seen the downtown building. Obviously, I've seen it from the outside, but is it nice inside?
Well, it was a different employer at the time.
Oh yeah, that's right. Duh.
Yeah. Yep.
Duh. But it's that is convenient. That's how everybody in those bigger cities live. They don't even have cars.
Yeah.
I have friends that moved to like Chicago and LA and stuff for like jobs.
Well, I mean,
No
those big cities, you don't want to drive at all.
No.
Just chaos.
How much the traffic is a nightmare. What do you have to pay for to keep a car in the city like that? It's a nightmare.
I mean, I get road rage here. I can't
Right.
imagine
No.
what I'd be. I don't know. I would have had a heart attack by now in the car, probably.
I would
one
have
of
killed
those.
somebody by now. I would have killed them or they would have killed me. Someone would have got hurt by now.
Road rage. I don't mean anything by it. It's just I get really frustrated in the car sometimes.
It happens.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yep.
Yeah, you gotta stay away from big cities. You gotta stay away.
It'd be not good for me.
No.
Just for my own health.
Right. Physical, mental, and emotional health.
Yeah.
Stay away.
It's gonna have impact for sure.
Stay away.
Yep.
No bueno. So yeah, we talked about this earlier, but I guess there was another shooting today.
There was.
Was it a mass shooting or just a shooting?
Well, so over the weekend, you heard, I think, about
Well, there's one in California.
yes, that one was at a celebration of some kind, because it was Lunar New Year over the weekend.
Oh,
So there was like a celebration going on. California, somebody opened fire there. I haven't watched a ton on the coverage or anything like that, but I know like 10 people died. Here in the area, there was a shooting at some after-school program as well over the last couple days, and then today, there was another one in California that I think was more so I guess from what I saw, was like a work dispute of some kind.
Jesus.
But it's just crazy to continue to see all of these things sparking up everywhere, and you can say what you want about the media, I guess, and all that plays into it too. But to me, it just seems like you see so much of this going on, and we kind of talked about it earlier, kind of the numbness to it all. Like when you see it on the news, like sometimes it's just kind of like, oh, well, damn it, another one, because it happens so often.
It's like it's nothing at this point.
Yeah, and that's just so terrible. And we won't get into the politics of it all. Everybody's got their own viewpoints on it, and could certainly talk all day about all that, but
it's crazy.
I guess my whole thing is, and even for myself, this year, just I think it's important to be kind to one another, love one another, right? You never know what other people are going through.
Can't be killing each other,
and you can't be, just be nice to one another,
Yeah. Be nice
It's
to
terrible.
strangers.
I mean,
you walk by somebody on the street, you don't know what they're going through. You have no idea who they are.
Yeah.
You have no idea if they're having the worst day ever. Like you
just don't know.
You have no idea. You have no right to just step on people and just push their buttons, especially if you don't know anything about them. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You have no idea what people are going through.
And, I'm not perfect on that by any means, and certainly the last couple of years have been crazy for everybody, right? I mean, going through the whole COVID era, and I think that certainly had impact mentally on a lot of people.
I don't think it helped. It definitely didn't help.
I mean, speaking for myself, granted there were other things that transpired, but that COVID era certainly had an impact on me, and I guess, my whole point is myself trying to make strides to be better about that, and I haven't always been the best I can be either, but it's crazy to see this. There's a lot of evil out there, and just
it's weird. It's such
be nice to each other,
It's such the problem is there's such a complicated issue. Like no one really has an answer. Like you don't, like political or non-political, no one really knows what to do about it. Like that's the weird part. Like, oh, do we just abolish guns? No, can't do that. What else is the answer? I don't really know. I have my own theory.
Okay.
If you'd like to hear it.
Sure.
I have my own kind of... This might be controversial too. It's not really political per se, but I have my own theory as to why these are happening more and more. And kind of what I think is sort of causing them. So these shootings, a mass shooting is pretty much exclusively a male crime, correct?
Historically speaking,
it's not like girls are walking into their schools and shooting their classmates. Like this is not a female crime, right?
I mean, I guess if you would look at the numbers, which I'm not. It's just looking back, I guess, on more recent events.
Pull up an image of a mass shooter. It's a dude. Okay, it's not a girl. So, my theory is that there's something going on with young guys, young men.
What do you think that is?
Well, obviously, this is it's a complicated issue, but generally, I don't really know how to articulate this the best, but young men are not... There's something going on with them, like on an emotional level. It's like, in schools and just in life and media and news in general, there's this kind of vibe of like, oh, let's get more in touch with our feelings and let's, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure that that's particularly useful for young men. See, here's my whole point, right?
I think it depends.
What do you like? I don't think that like young men need to control their emotions, not get more in touch with them, because this is kind of like this is very psychological and emotional.
Yeah.
But I was watching a different podcast the other day about this stuff, and it kind of struck me, and I was like, whoa, that's kind of a different perspective. Mm-hmm. This is very like taking a gun into anywhere, a school, a shop, whatever. That's a very emotional decision.
I mean,
right?
It's hard. It's hard to really put a word to it. Yeah, emotions push people to do that, but that's just
emotions
crazy.
Push people to do like think about the craziest thing you've ever done. Like just completely ridiculous, stupid. Were you in an emotional state, or were you in a calm, stoic, relaxed?
When I've done stupid things,
right? Like
probably more so emotional state.
Yeah. Or when people, when guys like get put in jail for like crimes and shit, like whatever it is, murder, or it's just like it's a very like quick
emotion fuels that.
Emotion. It's an emotional decision.
Sure.
Like guys who like get in a bar fight, end up killing somebody. It's like that's an emotional decision. That was not
it's an emotional reaction.
That was not a stoic, pragmatic, logical, thought out decision. That was emotional.
No thought into that.
So I'm not convinced. I think these young guys, for whatever's causing it. I don't know if it's school. I don't know if it's media. I don't know if it's TV shows, but it's just like these young guys they're getting emotional. Really, they can't control their emotions. I don't know.
Well, there's a lot that I think too, I guess around those same lines is the impact on younger people that social media has too.
Yeah.
I think that, in my mind, I think that plays into some of it for young,
100%
boys, girls. I won't put even anything to boy or girl, whatever. I just think the younger generations in general are very much influenced by social media, and social media has a bunch of crap on it a lot of times, to be honest, and
a bunch of nonsense.
But it influences people.
It does.
So I think that's part of it too. I also think as far as emotions go, I think there is somewhat of a view in some cases that if you share your emotions or you're open about how you're feeling about certain things, that you might be viewed as, say, weak or maybe inferior for that reason. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that... So I think people may hesitate to speak openly about how they're feeling about certain things, which in turn, I think keeping all of that bottled up only creates an adverse effect of you get more and more emotional because you're not expressing that stuff. Do you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Whereas I think if you're open about how you're feeling about a certain thing, you're kind of letting it all out that way because you're able to share that. Mm-hmm. And I don't think people talk about how they're feeling about things enough.
Right.
That's how I feel on,
Yeah. I think definitely.
But I think there's a lot that plays into it. That's just kind of one thought. But
yeah, there's a number. Social media is a big one.
Yes.
A really big one.
I think it's a big influencer.
I've seen studies how it was really interesting. I was watching a different podcast, and they said that suicide rates and like depression and like people going on antidepressant meds and stuff like that skyrocketed in, I think it was 2012. Guess what social media company launched in 2012?
In 2012?
Instagram.
Okay.
So
I couldn't remember for sure.
Suicides antidepressant meds, all this stuff skyrocketed 2012, which is when Instagram came out, which is by far the most used Instagram.
It's pretty crazy that you say that, Johnny.
Isn't that
because
weird?
When I was in college in 2012, I remember that year very vividly because I actually did go through some like depression stuff at that time. Like it was bad to the point where I was calling my mom up, excuse me, like every other night, pretty much. Just like I'd have anxiety attacks and like it was a struggle at that time. Thank God I never got to the point where I had to take anything for it. Like, bless my sweet mother for, talking me through a lot of that stuff at that time.
Yep. 2012, that would have been about freshman or sophomore year?
I would have been a sophomore at that time.
Yeah, early college.
Yep.
Yeah, because we're pretty much the same age. I graduated 2011. So,
yeah,
2011, 2012,
yep.
Freshman, sophomore year. Those were rough years for me, too. Luckily, I went to school, a few miles away from home.
Sure.
From Iowa City.
Yep.
So I could just go home if I needed to. But yeah, isn't that kind of interesting, though? So Instagram launches, which that is everyone's probably favorite social media platform right now. It's the most popular.
Is it right now?
Yes.
Okay.
TikTok might have took it over, but it was Instagram for a while. So that launched. All of a sudden, all these things start popping up. But so social media is a big part of it. But one other part I wanted to kind of touch on, I wasn't really detailed with it before. See, like, I don't know. I don't know how to word this without sounding a certain type of way. I don't think that young men need to focus too much on how they feel. And the reason why I say that is because when men focus on how they feel, it can become dangerous. Like, I think that men need to ignore their feelings, not give in to them so much. Like, in my opinion, because young men, especially young men, we have a tendency for anger. That's like,
I think it can turn into that.
We have a tendency we are more prone to becoming angry.
Sure.
More so than a little bit more so than, let's say, than a young girl. She doesn't have that much proclivity for like an anger or like aggression. That's more young men. So if men are getting on their feelings and all this stuff, blah, 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 it's like they can become angry very quickly.
I think there is potential for that. Yeah.
Yeah, especially, and not so much, guys our age.
Sure.
More mature guys.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm very thankful to not be one to just get,
like, we've been through some stuff.
Do I get upset about things? Absolutely.
Sure.
But I'm not going to unleash any sort of anger really on anybody else. And I'm just talking more so just like even verbal anger, you know, it's like
not even violence, just anger, just
like it's
words,
I'm not going to get to that point.
No.
Do things upset me? Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, but see, the thing is,
do I talk about those things though? And I guess my only point with what I'm saying on that is, if you have somebody like that, say that is giving into emotion to the point to where it becomes aggressive. Mm-hmm. In my mind, I think it would be good for that particular individual to talk to somebody about that and maybe get help before they make a stupid decision to go out and harm people.
Right.
That's my point.
Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying.
Harm to other people or harm to themselves.
Right.
They can maybe get help. Like if you're expressing whatever emotion that it is that you have. Mm-hmm. One, I think it helps to get that out there. But also, somebody, whoever you're telling that to, maybe it's a therapist, maybe it's a family member. Mm-hmm. somebody can at least try to like get you help before you go that road of violence or what have you.
Right.
Does that make sense?
I agree with you on that. True. But the also component to it is like, why are these people feeling? Why are these young guys? What are they struggling with specifically? What do they need to talk to someone about? And it's interesting. There's a fact that is kind of consistent with all these school shooters. It's interesting. Almost all of them are virgins. Almost all of them.
Is that true?
Almost all of them, yes.
I
That is
never knew
fact.
that. Or never realized that, I
It
guess.
sounds like I'm making that up, but I'm not making
I
it
trust
up.
you.
Almost all these guys, they write these letters before they do what they do, and almost all of them say something to the effect of, oh, women pay no attention. Girls in my class don't like me, and they don't pay any attention to me, and I can't get a date, and I've never been laid, and all this.
Well, shit, everybody goes through that.
Right. Well, at some point, correct. Especially when you're that age.
That was me growing up.
Right. Like I didn't get laid till like almost till I was just after senior or till the end of senior year. Like
They still don't pay attention to me.
right. Well, my point, like that's like, and that's the thing. Social media, dating apps, like dating when you're that age in high school is weird and stressful, regardless.
Yeah.
But you add in these because these.
Well,
these,
they're all very young, so I do
Correct.
think that a lot of these young kids get sucked into the social media gauntlet.
Yes.
All of it way too soon.
way too soon.
Because I mean, I know I
you're
was
still
not
trying to
doing that.
figure all this stuff
Yeah,
out, and
right.
oh, I like this girl, and
Yeah.
so she likes him and not me, and then you throw social media into all this stuff, and it just gets all like exaggerated in a way.
Do you think parenting plays into it?
Well,
In some
I mean,
cases,
what can parents do? I mean,
I don't know.
You can't like. I think like probably.
How does that all start, though? Is what I'm saying. Like, at what point? Like, is it just social media, or is it, maybe upbringing not so great to begin with? Like, I don't know. I'm just asking.
I think there's a lot. I think it's a mixture
There's a lot of variables.
components. There
Yes.
is. Another factoid of these school shooters, because I've done a little bit of research into this myself. Not a lot, but a little bit. A lot of them come from single mother homes, so broken homes. I don't know if that plays a factor.
I think it could.
Social media, the fact that they, girls don't like them very much, or they're kind of weird, or they're kind of outcasty, whatever, not popular. I mean, there's always been that. There's always been kids
That's
who aren't
always been
right. That's not changed. That's not new.
Right.
So, what is it that exaggerates all this? I don't really know. I really don't know.
It's a tough question to answer.
It's complicated.
And I don't think it's anything that either one of us can sit and really answer. It's just, but something has to change.
Something's going on.
Because there's just a lot of evil happening.
This cannot, like, this whole bringing your gun to school thing and shooting your classmates. This is
I mean, the fact that it's happening at schools is just,
it makes me nervous.
it's freaking devastating.
It makes me nervous. I have nephews that are going to school now.
Yeah.
They're in first grade. They're there. It's
scary.
happened at schools that kids are that young.
Not that shootings should happen, but the fact that there have been so many happening in schools just makes it that much
It's terrifying.
more just sickening.
It's terrifying.
Yeah.
Because in schools, it's such an easy target. Because before, there's no security, and you have all these targets just sitting there, all in a room.
Yeah, they can't
do anything.
They can't defend themselves
No.
in any way.
No, and they have the teacher who, he or she's not armed.
Absolutely terrible.
No security, all these targets in one room, in one place, just sitting there like ducks in a pond.
It's terrible.
It's crazy.
It's awful.
And this is not happening in other countries. This is a uniquely American trait. Now, I don't know. That's a weird factoid too. Like, why just here? Well, I guess in the UK there's lots of like knife crimes and
There's,
but
I
not
mean,
like
there's
shootings.
a lot of bad things that happen all over the world, right? But
It's crazy.
I mean, dang,
I don't get it.
Innocent children that
It's weird.
it's just absolutely terrible to me.
It's weird.
So the whole reason I guess I wanted to bring that up just to say certainly feel for everybody and like I said, just be nice to one another.
What if we made prostitution legal again?
Segue.
No. Just listen. Just listen. Because prostitution used to be legal. It actually is technically legal. In
Escorts.
Vegas. In Vegas.
Those are escorts.
No, they have brothels in Vegas.
I think they call them escorts there.
No, there's actual brothels.
They escort you to a room and
then do whatever you do.
yeah,
I don't know.
have dinner, wine.
What if we made prostitution legal? Since all these dudes are, frustrated. Can't get
Oh boy.
Like, I was busy with other stuff in high school. Like, you're so focused on that. Like, who cares? Just go to
I'm
class
not
and do
sure
your homework.
if I really have an opinion on making prostitution legal.
I'm just throwing that out
That's
there. I'm just throwing it out there.
I'm going to think about that one a little bit.
I'm kidding. I'm being facetious, audience. I know you can't see me because my video's off.
Something needs to happen. I don't know what it is, but
Something? I don't know. I don't think anybody has the answer.
no, I certainly don't. But I just
We have to. There has to be something. We have to do something though.
Yeah.
Because it just keeps happening. Like, I was kind of thinking that they were just gonna kind of fizzle and kind of go away. Just kind of stop. I don't know if it's maybe the news media needs to stop broadcasting it so broadly, because it's like, oh well, if I do it, at least I'll get on TV for a whole week.
well,
Like,
there
maybe
have
take that
been
away.
a lot of talks about that in the past too, of people just wanting to be notarized
Yeah,
as
people who are suicidal who want to, hey, well, maybe I'll go down with some fame, get on the news for a week.
which
Kinda
is
that kind of thing.
God, it's just terrible. But
That's crazy.
But
That's
I think
crazy.
I think that plays into it some too. There's a lot going into it, and
It's a puzzle.
like I said, we don't have the answers, but I just prostitution maybe make prostitution legal again, and
See what happens.
we'll all
Just see what happens.
be a better place.
We'll all be a lot happier. I'm just kidding, audience. We're joking.
Yeah,
Joking, of course.
but anyway, just be nice to one another. That's all I'm saying.
Did you know in Iowa, you don't need a license anymore?
To carry,
Right.
yeah.
You don't need anything.
Yeah, I think I was talking to my brother about that recently.
You used to have to, you couldn't just purchase and walk out with nothing. You used to have to, I do this, certified check, license, do that, 48 hours, and then you can come pick it up. No, nothing. 18-year-old, walk into Shields, walk out. Nothing.
Yeah.
I find that, I'm cool with guns, I got no problem with guns, but that's a little strange to me. You can just walk in, walk out, nothing.
Yeah.
18-year-old kid, nothing.
I do believe, and again,
That's
we don't want to
weird.
go down the political hole
True.
with this, but I'm with you. I do think that is a little lax. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because we used to have to do that. Because my dad has lots of guns.
In my opinion, you gotta check whoever's buying guns.
yeah, we gotta
Thorough.
Who are you?
A thorough check.
Yeah, we gotta
Yes.
check who is this person.
I mean, I do believe that.
Yeah,
And-
and I think most people are on side with some sort of check, like some
Yeah.
sort of. Everyone's on board with background checks. Like, that's not super political. Background checks, okay, yeah, come in, do. Time period. You gotta wait 2 days or 5 days or something, like, because it's weird if someone were to walk in and be like, I need a gun right now. Like,
Yeah.
well, why?
What's the rush?
Why do you need a gun right now
Right.
today? Can't
Yeah.
you wait 5 days
Yeah.
or something? So I think most people agree on that, but
Well, yeah, in no
That's all
way
I'm
am I saying that you need to outlaw guns completely, right?
No.
Like,
No, I don't think that's going to happen.
No.
I don't think that's the problem. I don't think
No,
that's
no.
really the issue.
guns
That's not an
guns
issue.
at the end of the day really are not the issue at all.
No.
No.
I don't think so.
Whether you have guns in the picture or not, people that want to do evil things are going to do evil things.
Right, yeah. You don't have to buy a gun. You just have to know someone who has bought a gun.
I mean, it's
At
just
the end of the day.
take guns out of it. People are going to find ways to,
Right.
So I don't know, I think mental health needs a good look into. Mm-hmm. So I think it's gotten bad.
I think it has. I think it definitely has.
But yeah, as far as guns go, I don't think it's totally out of the question to say you need to be making sure that you check people that are trying to buy guns. I think that's just common sense, but
Correct. I think.
not trying to piss anybody off, but that's just,
You should some sort of check.
yeah.
Who is this person?
Yeah, that's not unreasonable.
Do you have a driver's license?
It's not an unreasonable thing to
Do you have a
ask, I
criminal
don't
record,
think.
driver's license?
Yeah.
We need to see your credentials. And we need to make you wait too.
I agree.
Going to the range though is fun.
Oh, I do like shooting
I
guns.
love shooting guns.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I do enjoy it.
Little AR-15, that's a fun gun.
Just going out and shooting some targets.
Yeah.
I'm not even much of a hunter, really.
No,
I
I've never
I
been
don't-
hunting.
You haven't?
I've never been hunting. I've been in the range lots of times, but never hunted.
I've been with my brother some.
Yeah.
Never actually shot anything. I did a little bit of pheasant hunting with them, and I did go turkey hunting with him once. But we didn't see anything, so I legit ended up just taking a nap next to the tree.
You actually
We just
napped?
sat there all day, yeah. Just no turkeys whatsoever.
Damn.
And that's what happens sometimes, and I don't know. I just never really got into hunting too much. I like to fish, but I don't know. It's just not worth it to me, I guess.
No.
But I do like shooting guns, doing some target shooting occasionally.
I'm not sure
is
if I
fun.
have the patience to fish or hunt. I fished when a lot when I was a kid, but that was just like the pond in the backyard. That wasn't, I don't have to have the patience for that. I like to,
Fishing's fun.
yeah,
I mean, more fun, obviously, if you're catching fish, but
correct.
there have been plenty of days, though, where I've gone out and done some fishing, take a few beers with you, and pretty relaxing, whether you're catching fish or not.
Yeah, I feel like for me, it would have to be the relaxation part. Yeah. It'd have to be the draw. That'd be draw me in. Just
I mean, you
relax.
definitely got to mix some fish in there. You want to catch some fish, obviously.
You want to catch something.
Yeah. It's
Make
disappointing.
sure you got the right bait, get in the right spot.
Yes.
Go at the right time. You know, make it worth it. Make it fun.
Because when you hit somewhat of a hot hole, it's like you're on edge, like you're just ready.
You're
And sometimes you get like the little nibbles on there, so you know they're there.
Yep.
But they may not hit it right away, so it's like, oh, I know where you're at.
Yeah.
Reel it back in.
Reel it
You try to go
in.
right to that same spot,
Chuck it back out.
and then maybe that next time it'll grab it, and you're like,
Mm-hmm.
let's go.
You'll yank it right at the right
Got
time.
me a marlin.
Lick them up.
I do wish I could go ocean fishing. That'd be sweet. I've never done that.
That'd be gnarly.
That'd be awesome. If anybody wants to take me ocean fishing,
Right there in the deep blue.
let me know.
Deep blue fishing.
Yeah. Catch a big old.
Catch a big old marlin.
Got me a marlin.
Sea monster.
Something. Man.
You seen that show, River Monsters? You ever
Yeah,
seen
is that-
that before?
Is that where they get the big catfish?
Yeah.
They do
but
the
like
noodling?
all kinds of shit. Yeah, they do that, but I forgot the name of the guy that does it. Kind of older guy. River Monsters. Just goes into all over the world. These just big ass, badass fish that like you've never heard of. Scary as shit.
I think I have watched that actually. Now that you mention it.
It's pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
I watched a
Just big
couple
old
episodes.
monster fish. Yeah. There's a.
Just like you look at what he catches and you're like, you found that in a fucking river? Like Jesus, like big ass fish.
Yeah, like bottom feeder fish.
Yeah,
Like big old catfish.
big ass, like
There was a
with teeth and shit.
group around the area here. They were called the Mud Bums, and they actually had a show,
Mud bums.
Mud Bums. Yeah, they had a show for a while that was out there that got fairly decent exposure I think their show did, but they had a shop around here too where they sold these poles that they actually designed themselves specific for catfishing. I believe they were called hog logs, is what they call them.
Design
But-
their own fishing poles.
Yeah, their own. It was like their own poles that they designed and developed themselves.
Hog
But it's
logs.
basically because they had boats and stuff, so they'd be out on the river cruising around trying to find all the big catfish spots, right?
Yeah.
So their hog logs, they had like a mallet, and they were decent sized, big old poles, right? That had a line that came out of it, big hooks they'd put on there, and they would use small fish, like fish that you would normally catch if you're just out fishing, to catch these catfish, I swear. But
That's pretty
they would
crazy.
just hammer the pole into the side of the bank, and they would leave it for a while, and they would come back and check their lines and see if they had big old monsters on there. And I'm telling you, they caught some big old fish. My brother got a chance to go out with them and fish.
No shit.
Yep.
That'd be an experience.
I got.
Catch a big old fish.
See those hooks up there?
Yeah.
That was their logo, the mud bums.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Did they have like a TV show? Like
They did.
TV show.
Yeah, I can't remember where it aired, but my brother watched it like all the time.
That's pretty awesome.
He was a big mud bum fan, and he always like went into their store and chatted them up, and yeah, he actually got to go out with a few of them and fish.
Well, that'd be a cool experience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they definitely knew what they were doing.
Oh, I don't doubt that. That's their passion. They turn it into a TV show.
Yep.
That's awesome. Hope they made some money or got some notoriety at least.
Yeah, I think all these guys, they had like their normal day jobs too for the most part. So a lot of it was kind of
Their side gig.
and so I think they ended up I think selling the shop to some other guys that run it now, and I don't think they have the show anymore, but it was cool. I mean, just a bunch of buddies that grew up doing that stuff that decided to make something of it, so
That's awesome.
it's cool.
It's capitalism, man.
Yeah.
Going out there and get that money.
Yeah,
Start that business.
that's right. Go for it.
Go for it.
Whatever it is that you're
Side
passionate about and you feel strongly about, just do it. Don't care what the haters say.
Nah, fuck
Right?
those haters. Fuck all those people.
Don't mind the haters. Just do what you want to do.
Embrace the haters.
Right.
We love haters.
Yeah, we love the haters.
Yeah, we love you guys.
Yeah, we haven't really come across any haters as of yet, but
No, we're not that big yet. We will be though.
I'm sure.
They'll be out there.
I'm sure we'll get some flack for something eventually. But
Sure.
for those that are sticking with us and watching regularly, we appreciate you. And
We'll probably get some. We'll get some flack for that prostitution comment I made.
potentially,
Potentially. Like I said, it's all facetious.
Yeah.
It's all fun and games.
Yes.
It's all jokes. We can joke around.
yes,
Make jokes.
prostitution.
Prostitution.
Yeah.
That's a word.
Well, Johnny boy, it's been great to get together tonight and record. Again, we wish Roy the best and hope he's back with us next week. But
Hope he's all right.
glad we could get together and lay another one down tonight, big dog.
He'll be back. How long are we gone?
We're
phone say?
about an hour 28 in.
Hour 20. Hour and a half.
We're-
Hour and a half.
We've been hovering right around that hour and a half mark.
Hour and a half seems pretty consistent.
I will say though, one thing that the viewers have not experienced yet is Break the Seal after hours,
That's another thing.
and probably not going to happen often on our Tuesday recordings, but once we start doing some weekend shows, which I fully intend to start adding some,
100%.
because I will just say, viewers, just to give you the insight on kind of the process involved with getting this all started. Johnny already knows, but last week I went on an editing tear to find all the answers, just to make things more smooth, get stuff up there quicker, and
Yep.
I finally found them. which just means more content to come.
Correct.
So,
Right.
I know my brother, we've talked about him quite a bit on this show. He will more than likely be the first guest that we have on the show, and that will more than likely be a weekend, so I wouldn't be surprised at all to see that one turn into a little bit of Break the Seal after hours.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's difficult to do after hours during the week. I mean, we got a little bit later shifts. Started at about 9, go for an hour and a half. I mean, we got jobs. We got to
not
be
to
up
say
early.
that it won't ever happen on a Tuesday night, but
Potentially.
it could.
Most likely to happen on a weekend, but it
Not
could happen on
counting
a
it
weekday.
out, but
Yeah. Depending, if we have guests.
yes.
I feel like after hours probably has to happen when we have guests.
Yeah.
Mostly. I think mostly.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll see. We'll keep that open. That'll be a whole after hours will kind of be its own kind of separate thing. Still on the same channel, but we'll kind of maybe separate that out because yeah,
Things kind of get off the rails a little bit sometimes, and
a little bit.
that's all right.
After hours, it's on purpose. Purposefully, it's supposed to be less structured. It's a little bit
A little
later.
more free flowing.
A little more free flowing.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more booze, potentially.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Some
be fun.
fireball shots in there. Just kidding.
Just kidding.
JK 100% on that.
Some
But
Jägermeister shots.
point is, though, there's definitely a lot more to come. We are getting in a rhythm with this. And like I said, appreciate everybody tuning into it last 4 weeks. And
Yep, we appreciate y'all. We'll have my video back up next week. We'll get to the bottom of that. We'll figure it out.
yeah, we've had some video troubles, but
We didn't have any last week, though.
that was.
We were
I
clear.
think I remember saying after show number 2, I was like, third time's a charm, right?
Third time's a charm.
So
And third time was a charm.
it was.
Third
and
was,
then,
this week.
yeah,
I don't know.
we're definitely putting some financials into it too, which is a good thing, because then
Yeah, we'll get that
the
going.
next order of business is definitely to get some cameras that will be reliable.
Reliable. Correct. Yeah. Correct. Well, we appreciate all y'all tuning in this week. And be sure to like and subscribe the video. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. Share it with your coworkers. We love y'all. And we'll see you on the next one.
Amen.
Amen. Peace out.
Hey everybody, it's Biscuit from Break the Seal Podcast. Wanting to thank everybody for tuning into another episode of Break the Seal Podcast this week. There's a lot more on the way, so make sure that you like and subscribe to the channel. And remember, you can find us at any time on YouTube by searching Break the Seal Podcast or with our handle at Break the Seal Podcast. I want to thank you all again for tuning in. We'll see you next time.